Limp specifically proving himself as the singular best Dota 2 player in the world, according to Grant Grant. If he wins this lane.
Can he do it? It's so tough. You've got a disadvantageous lane matchup, then TA just outforms you in the jungle. At no point do you have real kill threat on TA, Refraction just blocking all the damage output from Lightning Bolt. I guess Static, I don't know for sure, does Static Field mean you take away 2 Refraction charges? Do you know how that works? Is it a separate damage instance?
I'm not sure, actually. It feels like it'd probably be a separate instance. I think the minimum damage rules are like, it's like 5 damage or something like that, maybe more, to break Refraction.
It would make sense it's a separate instance.
Only instances of 5 or more damage will trigger Refraction.
There you go.
Got it. Well, they do have, that mid lane matchup is going to be tough, but what about some of our other lanes? We're going to have our 4-position Hanskin Nature's Prophet, that Alliance is really specialized in, mixed with S4 against an Ursa Cuddle lane, so very likely cutting creep waves there. The bottom lane, where we're going to see some early action, the Grimstroke plus Phantom Lancer combination. Nico Baby does manage to snatch away the Bounty Rune against 2 players. He's going to take a lot of damage for it, and may just be forced into leveling Doppelwalk if he feels like he's taken that much damage, but no, he's good for now.
Puppey could skill Illuminate. Will he go for a sniper or anything like that? Decides not to skill anything just yet.
I would have been down for that play. Even just canceling the healing salve would have been pretty big.
Yeah. I mean, you could, if you cancel the healing salve, that bottom lane just goes so damn incredibly well. FNG uses his salve, so Nico Baby still has another. But yeah, looking at some of these side lanes, I think for top Alliance, may want to at least try play the lane before going for any kind of wave cutting. With the Nature's Prophet here, this is a really good hero to try and bully the Ursa back. But Puppey with Headdress, we'll see if he goes, Blinding Light or Illuminate. We haven't seen much Blinding Light Coddle. There's been a resurgence in the Illuminate Coddle, I'd say, as the 5-position harassing tool.
Dude, this mid lane's so funny. I'm watching Limp, like, try and dodge side blade hits while simultaneously right-clicking Nisha a bunch. Yep. But that's, you know, before Refraction comes into play. Now that it's up, lane will start getting harder for him.
Yeah, he has a good first couple of waves, but definitely does not get easier. Nice fissure block down bottom.
That'll be an easy kill onto FNG. First blood for Zai.
Jesus, bottom lane doesn't even look like Alliance is going to have a good PL game with how the Dazzle Shaker are matching up. Dazzle is out of mana here, but is going to get the second Sage's Mask out soon, and just be rushing that Necrobook, of course.
Yeah, you might be able to dispel Poison Touch, but, like, it's still a really good nuke, this heal, and they're going to block both of them in again. FNG, well, he does manage to cut enough trees to get around that Fissure block, so he won't die again.
They're using so much regen, these two. They shoot through, like...
The Blinding Light might have helped him out pretty good there, but, yeah.
A little surprised, yeah. I feel like going for either Illuminate or Blinding Light would have been able to have a bit more lane impact.
Zeus still topping out the CS charts. Net worth is even, so they're both having to blow through quite a lot of regen.
Yeah, Zeus doing okay so far.
Even 5 denies, pretty good, but now he's going to start copping even more damage.
Back at top, S4 decides, yep, can't play the lane, going to just do some wave cutting.
Another nice Fissure block. Yapzor is really on point right now with those.
Yeah, and they're out of regen. No tangos, no salves, and they're low health here, so surprisingly, bottom lane is the lane that's going the absolute worst for Alliance. Like, I would have expected, like, the Ursa maybe to be bullying the Axe, or the TA to be bullying the Zeus a bit, but it's bottom lane that's the disaster lane.
Inkswell will stun up Zai, but with the poison still on him, FNG does have to back away. Look at him, man. He is not scared one bit.
Yep, Nico Baby farming on, like, no health here. He's got his courier coming out, which is scouted by a ward here, but don't believe they're going to be able to snipe it or stop this from coming in. So another salve, some more tangos.
Hanskin's focusing so much on pressuring Matumban with the treants and such underneath the tower that he doesn't have the opportunity to rotate. I think they might need to help out this bottom lane. Some sort of Like, if they get level 2 Inkswell up, then they could probably get a kill on somebody here.
Yeah. I think at some point you have to make that move because Dazzle's having such a free time. If you give this Necro book at like 7 minutes in or something, it's going to feel disastrous.
Trying to get the treants in front to block out Matumba Man. Matumba Man, though, will still manage to run him down, and now he's going to force Hanskin to TP as well. That is the danger of Ursa. He's a lot more mobile now that he has that Earth Shock to be able to hop around. And is able to chase down the axes. He's cutting down creep waves.
Probably going to secure the top bounty room with that. Looks like Secret should be able to get 3 of these 4 runes, so even better for them as Nisha's being TP'd onto the mid lane. Oh, that's FNG coming in.
Oh, but Limp's got to be careful. FNG ran around the side here. Limp in danger. Is able to keep some bottle charges up, so he's going to be okay. And Nisha completely jukes him out. Yapsor is going to show his face as well. Nicely played by Nisha.
Has the rotation from Yapsor, a lot of damage from those side blades. And there's no real kill threat on Nisha, I feel, right here.
The Treants are going to go with the Inkswell stun to maybe kill Nisha. They need a little bit more mana onto Limp to finish him off, but FNG and Hanskin's Treants were going to be enough, and Yapsor actually gets low enough. Limp already using his last lightning bolt, though, completely wasted. That was 3 heroes in the mid lane, but it does finally net a kill.
Really well done. I mean, the damage over time from Inkswell helping out there against the TA, and Alliance gonna make another move. FNG's coming in with another Inkswell. He's just running at people.
1 stun. Limp not in range to be able to cast that last arc lightning. Probably wouldn't have been enough anyway. Now Matumba Man's gonna make an early rotation. Limp does manage to get a haste rune though to stay away from that big bad bear. Pops his ultimate now, but Yapsor did live on a decent amount of HP because he has his Tranquil Boots.
Yep. Those, I think, were just delivered on his courier, so Zeus didn't know that he had the Tranquil Boots, and that regen healing him up. So, nicely done. Team Secret, once again, winning these laning stages, just coming out on top. Matu having that free lane, bottom lane going so incredibly well. It's just mid lane, which is slightly even and really a bit Secret favored when you see the net worth of the Zeus just being so far behind.
Yeah, so positioned himself nicely to be able to cut behind FNG, but it does mean he dies because the help of Hanskin that's here. Leaving him alone, though, S4 is easy food for Matumba Man, especially when he's got Aftershock after Aftershock.
It just feels like Alliance have to commit so many heroes anytime they want to get a kill. It's like both supports have to rotate bottom, and you just kill a 4-position shaker. Meanwhile, Secret's like, okay, just Ursa by himself, just going to kill an axe more or less. Like, yeah. He doesn't need help. Secret can just invest less resources into any play they're making, and they're just getting more farm on the map as a result of that.
Hanskin can't TP out, and the Fisher's going to come in to seal the deal there.
Necro 1 coming out on the courier super early on, playing some fast tempo here on the Secret side. They're going to be pressuring this bottom tower. They can be farming the jungle with this as well. Has the cooldown reduction to go with it. Brutal stuff here, and he's not even pressuring the tower. He's just looking to deny every creep down here as well at the same time.
FNG and Hanskin, they move over to the bottom river. They're going to try and threaten Nisha with that Inkswell as he approaches, but now that that threat is gone, he can go back in. Hanskin, Shock jumps over that Fisher to help get on top of Limp. Limp hoping to be able to get the kill onto Yapsor with this combo. Not enough.
It's pretty cool. Matu just wants to fight, seeing this like Ursa. He's still going Battle Fury, but he's so strong with this 4 points in Earth Shock this early on that he's just able to run at any hero he wants to around the map.
Oh, and he's going to maybe find some sacks too. FNG blocked out again by the Fisher, and now that the Necronomicon is here, both the Poison Touch and the heal from the Dazzle are lethal weapons.
Yeah, it's a tough game. PL doesn't really want to lane against the Dazzle. I think at this point, Nico Baby probably just needs to head back into the jungle, give up this bottom tower, but they're going to keep trying to fight with the Zeus rotation. Zai doesn't have Grave.
Big kill, if they can get it, should be able to do so. Limp is going to find most Poison Touch on Limp. Yeah, maybe this ranged archer, if he can... Oh, nice use of the smoke.
Yep, so just trying to pop it. Man, that puts... Oh, we got down to 50 health there.
Yeah, That smoke was definitely needed. Well played by FNG. Nisha diving in deep is going to be cut off by S4 here. With the two heroes that were smoked up, they're also going to rotate in. Nisha is going to find himself completely surrounded. TP canceled. And another great kill for Alliance. It doesn't really stop this net worth lead that Secret has, but it's the beginning. It's a start.
Yep. Better than nothing. And I think for Secret, you kind of just want to deter their aggression and force them to play a bit more of a slower paced farming game, which doesn't necessarily favor Alliance, but it's going to give them some breathing room, which is what they need. They need to get up to this like Blink Dagger and Axe, then S4 can start making some plays, create some space for PL, but S4 is being run at.
It's going to go for the call, for the extra armor, pulled back in though by the Will-O-Wisp, and now Nico, baby. This is going to be him dealing with that Will-O-Wisp, but they can't actually turn around and kill anybody from a Secret, even with FNG. They're trying to go for an Inkswell play, I think, but sadly, that is not going to work out. Now 5k up.
And Zai just takes advantage of all those heroes rotating top to try to help out the Axe, and is going to pressure this bottom T1 tower, continue to free farm with his Necro Book.
Man's not slowing down one bit, Hanskin. You got to be careful, man. Again, the maxed out Earthshock is only a 6-second cooldown. Puppy giving him the Chakra Magic. Then he could just double Earthshock all the time. Now, he is still going to be a problem. You like to think of Ursa as a single target, but between him going Battle Fury and then also you being unable to dispel the Fury swipes.
Yeah, and I think the new item build we see is going to match up well against the Axe as well with the status resist, which is normally the SMY Satanic after the Battle Fury. That's going to make it so that anytime you get Blink Cold, even if he has like a Blade Mail, you're just going to heal yourself back up with the Lifesteal, and the status resist will help bail you out, so maybe a tricky game for them to deal with the Ursa, let alone some of the other cores. TA and Dazzle also having free games, so Dazzle's able to farm Ancients now. Everything looking really good for Secret, who are already up 2 games in Alliance. They want to make some plays, some moves, and that's going to come down to S4. His Blink Dagger timing constantly getting slowed down with this pressure.
FNG hoping the X-Well would explode in time. It does not. Back over to the bottom lane. They try and blow up Zai. Zai is going to be run down here unless, okay, the Echo Slam goes out. The Shallow Grave TP out. He turns around, cancels that TP, throw out Poison Touch because I think he knew he was going to die. But he was hoping that he'd be able to get the kill on Limp with the Necronomicon. Zapzor, a successful TP out for him. A 1-for-1 trade, it seems.
Yeah, I think Zai was actually okay, and then the Shaker he used ulti, he's like, oh, are we fighting? I guess I'll stay. I'm not sure. He needed to cancel that TP. Not the biggest kill. Still Secret with a 7k gold lead, but they don't want to lose Nisha mid, but
yeah, this is a big kill.
Great
They can get it
from him.
No longer having the Berserker's call. Nisha's low enough. The Culling Blade should be enough here. Oh, it wasn't quite enough,
a regen.
Though. A regen, too.
Oh. Heartbreaking for Alliance. S4 will be able to finish off his Blink Dagger now with a neutral stack, but feels like this item may be coming up a little bit too late. We're going to see a lot of pressure on S4 and Limp to start making some moves. And Zeus Heroes, I feel, is very item dependent, but this game, he's their only source of mid-game damage, so he's probably going to have to join in with these fights and these rotations.
Smoke up from Alliance. They're not going to let their failure deter them. They have to keep up an active game with this Blink Dagger Inkswell combination. They can kind of get a kill on whoever they want. But what they don't want to do is force this combination on a Puppy. It'd be nice to get a much bigger kill, but it's going to be the Blink in. They do manage to counter Nisha here with the Inkswell on him. They can pump out a lot of damage. They throw everything they have, but they don't have the Culling Blade. They need a little bit more. S4 just going to have to rely on right clicks here, but Zai comes in with the saving grace. The Shadow Wave and the Shallow Grave are enough to be able to keep Nisha alive.
Oh, not having the Culling Blade ends up having such a big impact there. They couldn't bring Nisha down. If they kill Nisha, they probably get Puppy as well with the movement speed and the chase potential there. And nothing going right for Alliance here. Matu once again getting involved. He's playing this Ursa. He's so incredibly farmed while constantly fighting. Matu's play this game has been very impressive.
Hanskin plant a little tree there, try and block out Matumba, man.
See Dazzle not upgrading the Necro Book, just going for an early mech. We'll probably get all the team items out of this Dazzle. And Alliance going for a fast defusal on Nico Baby. Won't probably see him able to farm his way back into this game. He's going to have to fight with his team as much as possible with this defusal.
Great setup for Secret too, because they're on Dire side. They took that early bottom tower off of winning lanes. Then Dazzle's able to farm the Ancient stack in the Radiant side, while the Templar Assassin can farm the Triangle at times. Just very efficient in that regard. That has led them to a 10,000 net worth lead.
Yeah, it feels like they're just taking all the jungle farm and lane farm on the map. Like the two Ancient stacks. You mentioned Matu's been farming the entire top jungle plus top lane. And it hasn't at any point felt greedy, even though they are farming the map, because they're just constantly killing Alliance whenever Alliance poke their noses out as well.
Oh, they're baiting out the bounty rune, but the ink swell is going to be wasted here.
They knew S4 was perhaps gearing up for a blink call with the ink swell. And Alliance do not want to get into a slow-paced farm game right now. With Axe and Zeus, these heroes are just not going to scale and not going to be able to keep up in terms of farm. They're going to use these heroes for their kill potential, their kill threat on these secret cores.
Matama Man actually bought a smoke himself, and I think he sold it, but the Dazzle has the smoke, so I think it's about time to either force a fight or take Roshan for themselves. Smoke's gonna break, but as the call comes in from S4, this time Nisha will die. Matama Man, he's in close quarters though, has the Soulbind onto him, and the Dazzle still managing to chase down Limp a bit. Pull back in though, the Will-O-Wisp, the Echo Slam out from Yamster, that's gonna be enough to be able to get the kill into Limp, and they truck forward. A call goes out, S4 with the X-12 stun onto 4, the Calling Blade misses though. Can they finish up these heroes? Puppy and Yamster are pushed to the side, Limp chases them down, and that's a wipe. Alliance get their first real team fight victory in 3 games.
Beautiful Dota from Alliance. These guys playing with a 10k gold deficit at 15 minutes. Destroy Secret in that fight. The call, the Inkswell stuns, perfectly played. They had the numbers advantage with the early TA pickoff, and Secret, they kind of took the bait. We'll take another look at it. I think Secret definitely in hindsight probably just shouldn't take the fight once Nisha goes down. It's a 5v4, and Alliance just fighting back here. Limp, they had to invest so much to kill him.
And then he buys back, and he's got the damage to follow up on S4's beautiful call.
Yeah.
3-man call into the Inkswell stun, and you can see Limp is just perfectly set up to pump out the damage from there.
Yeah, I think the important thing is Alliance were ready for it. They had every hero there. Like, Limp buying back there, normally you'd expect like a long TP. He's getting more kills top lane potentially as Zai getting threatened.
Popping the mech. Shallow Grave can't really save him here against the Culling Blade. It's not actually up for S4, and Zai will be fine, but Tumbaman, he's showing that he is still a big-time threat. Hanskin, okay, they popped that ultimate from the Zeus to manage to finish off Zai at least, but trading away 2 kills for that. It really goes to show the lack of a comeback mechanism. They won that gigantic fight in the mid lane, only losing their Zeus, but it was a 1,000 net worth difference at that point in time. It went from 10k to 9k.
And now the problem is immediately Secret just running the Roshan pit. They've got Deso Blink on TA. They've got the Morbid Mask on Ursa. So easy Rosh. And while Alliance were ready and set up to defend their 2-1 mid, they are still just losing the farm battle. So teamfight wise, you know, I'd say they're only slightly behind, but when it comes to like how they're going to scale, things look really rough for Alliance.
Yeah, it's going to be all up to Nico Baby, who does have a diffusal blade, trying to get the Yasha next. Okay, Will-O-Wisp has been used at least.
Yeah. Good news is a very good PL game. The Ursa Battle Fury build is going to function a lot better against the PL, but I still feel like you're just good at kiting Ursa in general. Like, you're going to be able to burn all his mana and just constantly send illusions at him. TA, similar thing, very good at burning through the refraction. But you got to get there in terms of farm, and right now he is behind both those cores.
Trap spots them. Alliance, we're quite close to maybe finding a pickoff on somebody. Blade Mail being worked on for S4.
Yeah, we'll see what the calls for Alliance here. They seem to be playing around this mid-tier 1 tower again. We'll see if they go for a smoke or if they... I mean, they're much better off just counterplaying Secret and punishing them when they go for a push. I think when you try smoke to the enemy side of the map, that's where fights are going to look kind of ugly for them. That mid-fight goes well because you know, TA's just showing mid, you get a nice jump on your side of the map, near your tower, which is where Limp's buyback is right where the fight is. He can just TP into the tier 1 mid. Playing on the enemy side of the map is a very scary proposition, and even though they have a smoke, it looks like they're just not going to use it.
Man will oblige by forcing the fight onto Alliance, taking that mid-tier 1 tower. Alliance back away.
Yeah, I think Secret, I'm seeing how that last fight went, know that, okay, the only hero we're going to show and send to push towers is this Aegis Ursa in the front lines, who has status resist now from an SMY, has the Enrage, has an Aegis, of course.
And that's why it's up to Alliance to make some sneaky moves. Hanskin's going to bake this by going for the outpost and the rest of the team smoking behind him. There is some Team Secret rotations. Matumbaman's here. They have the Inkswell, but Matumbaman already got that kill, and they think that because this Aegis, again, they cannot fight into him. Limp,
with the trap.
Slowed down, does have the Yule Scepter. Unfortunately, there is a Fissure there. Matumbaman hot on his trails will get the double kill.
Long respawn timer on Zeus, who pulled back last fight. And Secret just going from kill to kill, objective to objective. Nice little outpost snipe with the TP in. Was perfectly timed, but ultimately, bit of XP, not going to change this game right now for them.
That was a dieback for Limp, so he's gone for a minute of this game. So combined with the Aegis and 4 versus 5, Alliance, I think they just have to give any kind of ground that Secret tread on.
Yeah, wherever Secret go, that's their territory. You go play elsewhere. I'm sure PL has very little interest in team fighting at this point. I mean, we'll be hitting a kind of item timing with Diffusal, SMY, but with the Aegis in play, you've definitely got to at least stall that one out for a couple of minutes. Maybe just give up some tier 2s.
Like, this Phantom Monsters play is gotta be, it's gonna be very much kiting and playing the edges of the fights, because offensively, he's pretty good against Secret, but defensively, sadly, between Echo Slam, like, if he gets Echo Slammed, then that's gonna set up for Matumbaman just come through, clean house, and, not to worry. There is not a whole lot happening in the game right now, as servers have been a bit unstable. Secret are going to smoke up down through the bottom river, approaching the Radiant side outpost. Fortunately, though, S4 seemed to have a pretty good idea that Secret was making a move like this, and did hide behind his tier 2 bottom tower. And no trap to spot him.
S4 might walk into it if he's not careful. Matu's going to... Matu was like, I reckon he's still in there, and he was right. Knew S4's ways. But yeah, I think Nico Baby, his item build, the SMY Satanic, he knows the one thing that he can't teamfight into is that Echo Slam you mentioned that sets up, so he doesn't want to get chain stunned by a Shaker. And this item build,
Yeah, that's smart.
will look to prevent that.
That's much better than trying to go like the Manta build. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and he's got the magic resist from the Nether Shoal, at least for the time being.
Another smoke up and a missed call from S4. Can still get the kill on a Yapzor, though, thanks to the Inkswell explosion. The Blinding Light isn't enough to save Yapzor. It may not be enough to save Zai either, as now he's going to be run down by Nico Baby. Here comes Matumbaman, though. Hanskin's going to show up. Zai, he's going to pop his Shallow Grave. No axe in sight. S4 still waiting on the side here with the Inkswell up on him. Hanskin looking to be able to finish off Zai. He's unable to do so. They do manage to get that kill onto Puppy.
Having that outpost, so the Shaker buys back and has a insta TP location, but was a Shaker buyback, so all in all, an Alliance favored team fight, gaining about 1,000 gold. Having a Shaker use buyback, they'll be pretty happy with how the outcome of that one went.
Alliance are playing really nicely from behind.
Yeah.
It just feels like they are falling further and further behind, because they're just not getting that much out of these small skirmishes that they actually do win, and they have so little map control, while Secret, I mean, they're farming on all 5 heroes most of the time.
Yeah, like they gain, what, 1,000 gold with a Shaker buyback, but the aftermath of that fight is Secret say, okay, we'll just hit the jungle camps, and suddenly Secret get like 2k golden farm more than Alliance in the next 2 minutes after that fight, so they're not gaining ground. It's only really Nico Baby who's keeping up. This Zeus is just in for a rough one this game. Limp is really struggling to get farm or do a whole lot. There's just too many items he's going to need as well. Needs mobility, he's going to need some kind of defensive tool to go with the Yules probably at some point. He's going to want like a Ghost Scepter type item. Secret happy to just slow this one down. They are just getting stronger and stronger as time goes on. They'll probably be looking to play around that Roche number 2 timing. Getting Aegis and Cheese on their side. They've got BKB on Nisha. Satanic soon to come on Matu's Ursa. So for them, they're in no rush.
Quite the list of items. Alliance. Playing towards top, they're going to have to play around here constantly. They throw out the Thunder God's Wrath just to spot where Secret is, making sure that they weren't getting smoked wrapped on or anything like that. They have to play around this Roshan pit.
Yeah, I think if you're Alliance, you're trying to keep this middle and top lane pushed out as much as possible so you can contest Roshan. Ideal scenario is that's where you make your big stand this game. Get a good call into Inkswell stun. Easier said than done though, and Secret, very good heroes to play the vision game with the TA traps. It makes it hard for Alliance to actually make moves onto the map.
Yeah, combined with the TA trap level 15 damage talent, that allows you to actually be able to split push the lane as well. So even though it's Alliance who had the Fury on, it still does not feel like they're gaining that much ground. It's only one lane that's usually pushed out at a time.
Boleh
Yeah, you can see there it is, cutting the creep wave with the trap.
Yep. Anybody who tries to show and actually push out lanes on the Alliance side, other than maybe top, is just going to get hunted and picked off by TA or Ursa.
I say I'm not a fan of Templar Assassin being able to do that.
It's definitely one of the really obnoxious things, especially if like you win a fight and you want to go push and you don't have detection against TA traps and she just keeps killing your creep waves.
Losing their wards. S4 in some trouble. Blocked out by the Fissure 2. I don't think there's any Force Staff to save him. A Will-O-Wisp to make sure he's not going anywhere. Yep. Secret quickly checked the pit because the potential Roshan time had just started. So they wanted to make sure it hadn't instantly spawned. It is going to be another 2 minutes though. So plenty of time for Alliance to recoup and reform a 5-man.
Yep. They, I think, recognize when Roche is respawning. Alliance had taken control of this, like, you know, the Radiant Triangle of camps and playing around the top and the mid lane because they want to set up for Roche, but it's almost like they did a bit too early, and Secret's like, okay, we'll play bottom. Now Roche could respawn anytime. Okay, we're going to go take control.